Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. DSP here live on the stream. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Today is Tuesday, May 30th, 2017, ladies and gents. Yes, and today was very uncertain. Let me explain. Let's go through this so everyone knows what's going on, okay? Today, originally, I was going to play Star Trek Bridge Crew, this new PSVR game. As I am an avid fan of Star Trek, although honestly I am more of a fan of the Next Generation and Deep Space Nine series than I am of the classic Star Trek series, which I actually believe this game is based around. That was kind of the plan, but unfortunately for the past few days, a monkey wrench has been thrown into my plans in the form of Friday the 13th. So if you're not aware, I don't know where you've been the past few days, but I'll explain. So Friday the 13th released on Friday. And my plan was to play it all day Friday. Well, guess what? The game didn't work. Could not connect to server. And I got incredibly frustrated. Wow. Woo! I got incredibly frustrated. That's exactly what happened. I got incredibly frustrated and ended up doing something different on Friday because the game wouldn't work. Now, I returned to it much later in the day. And for about an hour to an hour and a half, I finally got to play the game. It started kind of semi-working. And what I mean by that is it worked, but the matchmaking took upwards of 10 minutes in order to finally find a match, okay? So really, I didn't play that much, at all, okay? I wish that I had gotten an opportunity to play more, but sadly it just didn't happen, okay? Well, I guess we're starting early here. It looks like Viking actually resubscribed to the channel for the 7th month in a row, and Mort just hit me $2, so thank you to both you guys. Alright, so, I said, okay, this is frustrating, and I'm, you know, kind of angry that I didn't get to play the game how I wanted to. Now, Saturday I had a special event already planned. It was the Patrons Twitch and Chill. So I said, alright, I'll come back to Friday the 13th on Sunday. And during that period of time, tons of people were like, Phil, the few videos of Friday the 13th that you actually made on Friday were great, and we want you to go back to it. We're dying to see more. Play the game again. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll definitely play it on Sunday then. You know, why wouldn't I? If this is what everyone wants, I'm okay with that. Sounds good. You know, I was craving more of it because I barely scratched the surface when the little bit that I got to play it Friday night. So I went on Sunday to play the game. Guess what? It didn't work again. Now, apparently, I was in the small 5% who the game would not work for. And what I mean by that is the game developers have been posting up on Facebook constantly about all these issues that the game is having at launch. So apparently I was in the small 5% of people who on Friday got to play the game, but their game profiles corrupted in the game file servers. And so every time that I tried to connect to server, it would endlessly try to load my profile. It wouldn't complete. Okay? And it would basically just error out and not join the server, which was bullshit. It was really frustrating, okay? And, again, this is the second time that I had planned on a big stream of Friday the 13th, and the damned game would not work, okay? Now, this being said, I was so frustrated, I said, I don't even care. On Monday, I'm playing Persona 5 no matter what, because I'm not going to plan another big stream of Friday the 13th and have the fucking game not work again. It's just, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If you fool me a third time, I gotta be a dumbass. Alright? So, there was no way. I need to have a day where things work. And so, yesterday I did play Persona 5. And a lot of people had issue with that. They said, Phil, didn't you hear that the game developers of Friday the 13th apparently said the game works down? I didn't care. I'm like, I don't care. I just want to have a nice, calm, functional stream where I can sit here and enjoy a game and have fun. And not have chaos of the thing not working and all of that, alright? But, so many people contacted me yesterday and were upset that I wasn't playing Friday the 13th. Alright? So, I said, alright, here's what I'm going to do. I was going to do Star Trek Bridge Crew on Tuesday, but I will leave it in the hands of my viewers. Let's make a poll overnight on my Twitter, and let's see what people have to say about this. Now, I'm going to be honest here, not a lot of people voted. Only about 200 people. Usually when I put a poll up on Twitter, I get around 600 to 1,000 votes. So I'm not sure what happened. I don't know why so few actually voted in the poll. I can only speculate. I don't know. But the results of the poll were overwhelmingly for, I think it was like 70% voted for Friday the 13th, and only like 30% voted for Star Trek. Alright? So, that being said, this means two things, alright? Number one, it means today we're playing Friday the 13th. I want to see how it goes, alright? Now, considering the fact that this game, first of all, takes a long time for matchmaking, sadly, it looks like it may be a situation where I don't know how much gameplay I'm actually going to get in, even though I'm doing a 4-hour stream. If I'm waiting 10 minutes or more between matches to get a match, you know what I mean? That's a lot of downtime. So I don't know how many matches I'm realistically going to get in. Now, I know that there are viewers of mine who own the game and would like to possibly play it with me, okay? So, for those of you who own the game on PS4 and would potentially like, that's not a word, potentially like to play with me, I would say please be on standby. And what I mean by that is please be at the ready, because at some point I may be asking you if you would like to play and for your information so that I can send you an invite. Okay? So that's the deal. I definitely would possibly like to make a lobby of stream viewers and fans who maybe want to do, you know, several sessions. Okay? That would be good if we could do that, because I would definitely like to get a lobby going that I don't have to do 10-minute matchmaking in between the matches. All right? It would be very annoying if it ends up being like that and we end up just having waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, okay? That being said, I am going to give it a shot. You know, I am going to try the random matchmaking first and go from there. So, that's the deal, folks. Today is Friday the 13th. 4 hours of it. Attempting to stream as much as I can, get as many matches as I can. First, it'll probably be randoms, and then I'll maybe make a lobby with viewers, and we'll go from there, okay? Now, tonight, folks, I'm going to be playing the final episode of The Walking Dead Season 3. It comes out today. I don't know if it's actually live on PSN yet, but it is released today. I do want to complete it. You know, it's been an ongoing Telltale series game that I've been doing for the past few months. I'm excited to see how it all concludes, alright? So, that's tonight. That is not going to be live streamed. I just want to make that clear. That will not be live streamed. It will be recorded offline, alright? And that will be uploaded to YouTube. Now, that leaves me with 2 more days, Wednesday and Thursday, between now and when Tekken 7 releases. Tekken 7 being really the high-profile major release for this week, okay? And I definitely am going to be playing it, no matter what, on Friday. So just to make that clear, Tekken 7 is a lock, it is a given, and it is happening this Friday. Okay? Does that sound good? Alright. So, that being said, I have 2 days between now and Friday where I will be, you know, doing whatever, and I don't know what it's going to be, and I'm going to be honest with everyone here, alright? Star Trek Bridge Crew costs $50. I don't think that is a... the price tag is not good for a game that I'm only going to be playing 1 session. You know what I mean? Like, if I drop $50 and I play it 1 session and it's kind of like, alright, well, it's over. The gimmick is over. I don't think that that's worth $50. It's kind of pricey. It would be one thing if it was a $20 PSVR game and you mess around with it. $50 is like... that's a full-fledged game experience. So, what I'm thinking is if people are going to say, well, we're not super hyped about it or anything, maybe I won't play it, you know? I was seriously thinking about doing it. I was, you know, interested in it. But if other people aren't interested, right, then I don't think that I should do it. You know what? Let me confirm, because now I'm saying it's $50, and now I want to make sure that it is. Okay, I swear it's $50. I saw it on PS Store yesterday, or not yesterday, a couple days ago for pre-order, and I swear it said it was $50. Here, I'm going to double check. But, I mean, it's so pricey. You know, and it would be one thing if it was, oh, Phil, you gotta play it. We're dying to see you play it, Phil. Please play it. But I don't really hear that. You know what I mean? Like, there hasn't been a ton of demand for me to play this game. And if it's just me playing the game because I'm a fan of Star Trek versus something my viewers want to see, maybe it's not something I should get. So hold on a second. I'm trying to find it here. Here it is. Yup, it's $50. Star Trek Bridge Crew, $50. So, I don't know. That's what I'm nervous about, that I'm going to buy this game, and I'm going to play it a session, and no one's really going to care or show up, and no one's going to watch the videos, and then the game's going to get discarded, right, after one session, to which case it's like, well, it was a complete waste of time. That's my concern here. And again, it would be one thing if this was a game that everyone was hyped for, and people were asking me to play for a while, and we're like, oh, you know, please jump in, we can't wait. But, you know, that was one, when it launched, when the PSVR launched, there was a bunch of games that people were dying to see me play because they wanted to see firsthand what they were. Now it's kind of like the gimmick wore off, no one really cares anymore. Which I knew was going to happen, by the way. I said this for quite some time, that this was exactly what was going to happen, that the gimmick of PSVR was going to wear off, and no one was really going to care about it. And I'm going to be honest here, I'm kind of disheartened that today, Friday the 13th, a game that hasn't worked for an entire weekend, beat out a new PSVR game in the polls that I was interested in playing. It kind of makes me feel like I shouldn't even bother, you know? So, the other thing is, there's a lot of other stuff to do. Like, let's say, for example, I play Friday the 13th today, and people really like it, they might want another session of it, right? So maybe I'll play it again tomorrow. And I do kind of want to play one more session of Persona 5 before we head into Tekken 7, because yesterday there was a lot of fun progress in the game. There was progress in a dungeon. We went to Mementos as well. There was social link progress. There was tons of new personas that I got, so I'm almost thinking I want to do another session of that before I get into Tekken 7, because you know what's going to happen once I get into Tekken 7. I'm going to be completely immersed in the game just like I was with Injustice, and that's going to be my major focus for a long time, okay? In addition, I also would possibly like to play one more short session of Injustice 2 before I play Tekken 7. Because that's another thing I know what's going to happen. Once I start playing Tekken 7, that's going to be the new hotness and the hype, and no one's really going to be caring that much about Injustice 2 anymore. So I kind of want to maybe get one more session in of Injustice 2. So, between the fact that people might want to see more Friday the 13th, I personally want to play more Persona 5, and I personally want to do a little bit more Injustice 2 before we head into the new fighting game, I don't know if I should get Star Trek Bridge Crew, alright? So, obviously, I'm looking for your feedback, okay? Let me know. Obviously, let me know in the stream chat, but also, you know, email me, darksidefil@hotmail.com, tweet me. It's obviously a way to get more attention, right? And then just, you know, spamming an opinion in the stream chat, because, you know, yes, I do read the stream chat. I'm reading it right now. I see everyone's different discussions, but I can't directly respond to all of you, and it's hard to really equate in a stream chat what people think versus having a well thought out opinion on an email or on Twitter, okay? Seems to me a lot of people are saying just ditch the PSVR. A lot of people are telling me to sell it, to which I say that would be kind of silly. Because there's two reasons. Number one, I don't think that I should sell it because there may end up being a killer app for the thing that eventually blows everyone away. And it would be just my luck, I would sell the PSVR, and then this killer app would be released, and I'd be like, well, son of a fucking bitch, now I can't play it, and I'd miss out on it. Because there's no way I would rebuy it, that's for sure. Number two, I don't think it's going to sell for anything. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to sell. This thing isn't very popular. These things are all over the place. PSVR, just like the Oculus, just like the Vive, HTC Vive or whatever. As I said, they're all over the place. They're not sold out. They're not in demand. No one cares about this, which I knew would happen. I said this last year. I said VR is going to be overhyped and no one's going to care. No one's going to drop hundreds and hundreds of dollars for these devices because it's just not anything that's necessary for gaming. It's not. And there hasn't been one single game yet that's come out that's needed it. Even games where we're super hyped, like Resident Evil 7. I played it in PSVR and I was like, meh, okay, big deal. You know? So, I just got to kind of shake my head and say I was right again. Of course, everyone was so skeptical. Oh, Phil, you're just being one of these naysayers. You're being one of these people who doesn't want to get with the new times, you know. Even though I said the same thing about motion control, I said the same thing about 3D TVs, I said the same thing about all this shit, and it all comes true. I'm obviously wrong. Now, you know what? I do have to say this. Chris Breezy just said something incredibly truthful and pertinent in the stream chat, and I gotta quote him. He says, if at E3 they have no games to announce for VR, it'll be officially dead. You're absolutely right. Let's see what happens at E3. If, at E3, all of a sudden, Sony comes out and they're like, holy crap, listen, we got a ton of new games coming out for PSVR. This is definitely going to rejuvenate the system. This is going to be, breathe new life into PSVR. These are the games that have been in development for a while and they just weren't ready yet for launch, but here they are, amazing, groundbreaking games. Then that could be cool. But if we don't see that, if we have E3 where all of a sudden they stop talking about it, that's it. Stick a fork in it. Much like the PS Move, much like the stupid Wii motion controls, much like the Kinect, much like all these gimmicks that have come out over the few years, you know. That's the thing. A lot of people have said that VR is not for gaming. That, yes, you can have gameplay experiences, but VR is better for things like, for example, medical research or surgery. Stuff like that. Like, the technology could be utilized for things much better than video games, especially considering the incredible investment cost in order to make it work. And I agree. If you're going to drop anywhere from $400 to $600 just to get the fucking device to get VR to work on anything, already you've got this crazy paywall to even get into it. And the common gamer is not going to be wanting to do that. You know what I mean? I own the PSVR, and I'm skeptical to drop $50 on a game for it. So there we go. And yes, Ellis Gore just said, does anyone even use the Vive or the Rift or anything anymore? Is it dead on arrival? I said that last year. Remember when VR first launched early last year with all these things, they became mainstream available to the consumers and they were, oh, the sales numbers are astronomical. They're sold out everywhere. Guess what? It's a year later and no one cares. These things are all over the place. I go to fucking Best Buy. I'm not even kidding you. Right now, you can go to Best Buy. The store is massively stocked with these devices. They have 1 million of them because they thought there was going to be all this hype and all this sensationalism around VR, and they're pushing them. They actually have salespeople on the floor pushing virtual reality because they have too many of them in stock. They overinvested in these devices. Okay? They massively overinvested in these devices, and they can't get rid of them. They can't sell them. Because no one wants it. No one cares. It's just another stupid gimmick. It's just like, I hate to say it, it's just like Rock Band. Remember Rock Band, how huge it was, and Guitar Hero? And all these stores overstocked the fuck out of all those, you know, fake instruments. And then for years, they couldn't get rid of them, and they had to liquidate them and shit, because that's what it means. This is what happens with this junk. So, there you go. It's kind of the same situation. So, here's the deal. I would consider playing Star Trek Bridge Crew this week if there's enough interest. But if I don't get a bunch of people saying, Phil, you should absolutely play this game, I don't think it warrants a $50 purchase. I was all for playing it today, and then after the overnight poll saying don't play it, play this game that hasn't worked for 3 days, I was like, damn, there's like no demand to see me use this thing. No one cares. I mean, the other thing, of course, is that if I do a PSVR stream, there's absolutely no way that I could react to anything going on. Like, I can't read the stream chat with the PSVR on my head, right? I can't react to the on-screen notifications and all that. So I apologize that would be the situation, but that's the other thing. So maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Everyone, please give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. Should I focus on Friday the 13th, Injustice 2, and Persona 5 until Tekken 7 launches on Friday? Or do you want to see me actually play this Star Trek Bridge Crew? Do you think it's worth the $50? Let me know. The first response I just got from the stream chat was from Cherry Dude, and he says, don't bother with Star Trek. I don't think anyone gives a shit. I haven't seen anyone talk about it while you were hyping it. Wow. Wow, that was the very first response I read, because I wasn't looking at stream chat, and then I looked down, and that's what I see. There's a few people who are saying they'd like to see me play it. Deep Drive says I'd like to see you play it. But a few people are saying there's no way that it's worth $50. Whoa. 0000 Anonymous. What a name. Just subscribe to the channel and says, Sheeple never learned. The mass majority of people have low IQs, but keep up the good streams. I hope Friday the 13th works, and I'd like to see more Injustice. Okay, I'm assuming what he's saying is in regards to the VR being hyped and people buying into it, and then ended up not buying it. So, alright, so we'll see. And by the way, you know, I wasn't reading all of the shout-out messages, but I saw a few people cheered. Thanks to Alex Harvey Conrad, to That Would Be Grand, to Rain was here, to Viking, to everyone who was cheering. As I was trying to get that off my chest, there you go. So let's see what happens. I think, you know what? I honestly think it's going to be directly dependent on how today's Friday the 13th stream goes, too. Like, if I try to play this game today, and again, it sucks, and it's not working, it's crashing, and it's just not a fun experience, then probably, you know, it's much less likely that I'm going to want to play a second session of it again in the next couple of days, versus if it goes well and everyone's liking it, you know what I mean, and the stream goes well and everything, then I'll probably be more inclined to play more Friday the 13th rather than worry about a PSVR game, okay? Alright, so that's the deal, folks. So let's talk a little bit about the rest of the stuff that we gotta address, alright? I'm trying to think right now, because some people have been asking me questions. Oh, yeah. So, next week, guys. I didn't know about this, but I got good news about next week. So, next week I thought was actually going to be pretty dead. But it turns out there's actually this game, and you probably never heard of it, okay? A game made by former game developers of BioShock and Dead Space. So immediately that probably is going to pique some people's interest, in particular if you were fans of those series, which I was. In fact, I've been saying I'm very disappointed there's no more Dead Space. I love that game series. I wish it would continue, right? They're making a new game. I believe it's called Perception, but I could be wrong. It starts with a P. It's a survival horror game, apparently, all right? But it also has puzzle elements, kind of like Resident Evil, I guess. Now, this is a really interesting premise. Just listen to this premise, okay? There's a girl, she's blind, and she's going into a house in Massachusetts that apparently might be haunted, and she has to use her sense of hearing to basically go through this house and survive. And I guess there's going to be monsters after her or something. I don't know. I haven't played it, obviously. The game is apparently releasing this week on PC, and it releases next week for consoles, okay? It definitely seems like a unique premise, but I don't know how it's going to pan out as an actual game. But I was actually very interested in this game for a while, and then it got delayed, and then it never had a solid release date. Well, apparently the game developers just announced yesterday that the game is going to come out for PC this week, and then next week out for consoles. So, I'm considering playing this next week. It could be something very different, because I'll be playing Tekken 7 all weekend, and then maybe Tuesday, if I play that game, it could break stuff up, you know? It could give us some variety in what I'm playing. So that could be fun next week. I'm looking forward to that. I hope it's good, but I don't know. You know, I'm very interested in it. It sounds something unique and different that could definitely break up the constant Tekken 7 coverage that I'm going to be doing all weekend, alright? Also, June 8th, folks, just to warn everyone, June 8th, I am not going to be live streaming the way that I normally do. June 8th, I have to return my leased vehicle. I'm actually bringing it to the car dealership. They're going to do the final maintenance. I have to sign all the lease closing paperwork and all of that and get rid of the car. So I have to do that all during during that day, and I have no idea how long it's going to take. I mean, it could be as short as an hour, or it could take several hours. I don't know. I don't know what the process is here. But I have to do it, obviously, during the daytime when normally I would stream. So there's no major stream on Thursday the 8th, but depending on when I actually get home, okay, depending on when I actually get home, that will determine when I actually stream and what I'm actually doing that game, okay? Fair enough? So that's the deal, is that, you know, the 8th is kind of up in the air. There will not be a major stream at the normal time, but there will be maybe a stream later in the day, depending on what happens with, you know, getting rid of the car and all that, okay? Fair enough. Fair enough, folks. Okay. I believe I just received a big tip. Yes, I did. Wow. I just got a $50 tip from someone. They said, here, get the VR game. Buy the game and try it, and when you have your proper evaluation if it's worth streaming or not, you're sort of a gaming journalist. This is what you do. So, huh. Well, see, now someone gave me a $50 tip. Now, I'm going to be honest with everyone here, and I got to say this up front. I definitely appreciate it, but I'm going to tell you this right now. That's kind of messed up because I didn't know if I wanted to play this game or not, and now you're giving me $50. It's kind of like, now I feel like I'm forced into playing a game that I might not want to play anymore, you know? I appreciate it, but you have to understand that if you do tip me money, that money is basically a tip for whatever I see fit to spend the money on, because I don't want people saying, oh, by the way, here's $500, go buy a PS4 Pro. I'm like, but wait a minute, I don't want a PS4 Pro, or I don't need a PS4 Pro. You see what I mean? So I appreciate the tip, it's awesome, but now it's like, now I'm forced into playing it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. As I said, it's going to be based off of what happens today on stream and what people want to see, not based off of the cost factor. You know? Of course, now you get idiots in the stream chat. Phil's a dick, man. Phil's a dick. Dude, I didn't ask for the person to send me $50 to buy the video game. That's the bottom line, is it's a tip. It's something like, oh, Phil's doing a good job. Here's a little something to contribute. Now, oh, here's $50. Now you must use this to go buy something. That's messed up. You know what I mean? That's like almost, I'm trying to think of the word for it. There's a word for that, and it's, that's not the point, okay? So I definitely do appreciate the tip, but now you make me feel guilty, like I'm now forced into doing something that maybe I didn't want to do, you know? You're right, I could refund it. You're right. You're absolutely right. I think you could refund it? Actually, I have no idea how this works. I might be able to. You know what? Give me a sec. This is a live test. This is a live test. Let's see if I can refund it. Just to test it. Because I'm curious if this works or not. Let's see. I'm actually doing it right now. I'm logging in. What the hell? I didn't hit this. I logged in and immediately said withdraw money. I didn't even click on withdraw money. Alright, the mobile website sucks. The mobile website is absolute shit. It's not even showing me like a list of activity of what happened and how the money came in. What the fuck is this? It's also taking forever to load. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write this person. I'm going to write them a message. I think you can write them a message. Yes. Yes, it has an email. It actually has an email. And I'm going to write them a message, and I'm going to say, you know, FYI, I don't want to feel pressured to buy the game because I didn't know if I was going to play it or not. And is it okay if, you know, if I don't spend this on the game, is it all right? If not, I'll refund the money. So I'm going to write this person a message after the stream. Actually, you know what? I'll do it during the break. I'll do it during the break. All right. So please, folks, I will say this up front. I definitely appreciate all your cheers, subs, and tips. I mean, you're keeping this stream on You're keeping this stream on the air. You're allowing me to keep doing this every day and then put videos on YouTube and everything, you know, and I love doing it. But please, I have to say this up front. Please do not send me funds with some kind of a prerequisite attached to the funds of how they must be spent, okay? You know, the bottom line is right now, I think things are actually going to be pretty good financially, meaning much better than they were the past few months because of the amount of support that you guys have been giving me. And also, this month on YouTube was really good because Injustice got a lot of attention, all my videos. Okay? But the bottom line is, please don't force me into doing things like that. That's kind of messed up, you know? And I certainly don't want to have someone... Because that's exactly what happens. Imagine if someone just starts sending me money. Oh, Phil, I want you to get the Xbox Scorpio. Here's $600 for when it comes out. And I'm like, yeah, but maybe I don't need the fucking Scorpio. You know what I mean? Maybe I got bills that are more important to pay than using this money to buy an Xbox Scorpio. It'd be one thing if it's a patron goal. That's a different thing. If I had a Patreon goal set up and it's like, okay, if I raise this amount of money, I will buy this. That's different, okay? That's definitely a different situation. See, there you go. King of Hypocrisy just did a 10-bit cheer. He says, Phil, I'm going to send you $100 to buy a dragon dildo. You must buy it for DSP tries it. See what I mean? And by the way, folks, FYI, the reason that I said I'm going to send an email to this person is because I know the person. I know who this is. This is someone who actually has, you know, sent me stuff before, and I know specifically who they are, so I'm going to contact them personally about this and, you know, see what they say. And I don't care, oh my god, I don't care what the fucking SOK say. People in the stream chat, the SOK will have a field day with this. The SOK will have a field day with anything. They're a bunch of butt-fucking assholes who just lie about everything. It doesn't matter what happens. It wouldn't matter if I immediately refunded the money. It wouldn't matter what I did. It wouldn't matter if I donated the $50 to charity live on stream. They'd still fucking spin it negatively. I don't give a fuck what they say or do. It doesn't matter because it's all bullshit. And any moron who listens to anything they say is just that. A fucking brain-dead, low brain cell, low IQ moron who just cares about drama rather than actually caring about me or anything that I do in my real life. Fucking idiots. No one cares. Why the fuck would I give a shit what they're gonna say? They're gonna say something negative no matter what I do. No matter what. Good lord. Now what's going on? This is the craziest pre-stream. I just got another tip, a huge tip. What is going on? Hold on a second. Something is happening. Alright, I just got another $100 tip. And this tip is from the same person. And it says, don't bother. It seemed like you didn't want to get the game because of the price. I don't care what you use the money for. Holy shit. Well, thank you. Thank you to this very generous person. I appreciate it. Oh my god. Well, folks. There's your answer. There's your answer. And yes, I've confirmed. I just checked the PayPal account, and that was a second tip from the same person, FYI. It is. It's from the same person. So, I've confirmed that that person does not care if I get Star Trek VR or not. I'm not, by the way, again, I'm not saying I'm not going to get it. I'm saying I don't want to be pressured into getting it. If I get it, it's because you guys want to watch it and I want to play it. Not that, oh, someone just sent me money to buy it, okay? Good lord. What a morning. We haven't even started yet with freaking Friday the 13th. Jesus. Alright. So anyway, folks. Holy crap. Now, I gotta get back on track because I got so sidelined for like 10 minutes here. Alright, let me get back on track. Hold on a second. Yeah, so maybe I will do another poll tonight. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll do another poll tonight to determine if people want to see Star Trek VR or not. We'll see. Like I say, it all depends on how today goes. It all depends on how today goes, okay? Okay, folks. So here's the deal. Jesus. I gotta concentrate here. I'm getting so sidetracked. Thank you very much, everyone, for your support. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed today's stream. Let's hope it goes smoothly. Again, I will open it up for people to join at some point. I do want to do a random match or two before I do that, though. Okay, so, first of all, 3 things I gotta talk about. Three plugs, and then we'll get started. If you guys aren't aware... If you guys are not aware, today is May 30th. It means there's really only a day and a half left if you would like to pledge to my Patreon, okay? Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. This month, the monthly goal is an Indies Marathon, where if we hit the funding goal, and you pledge $5 or more, alright, you'll be able to nominate and vote on indie games for me to play in an upcoming Indie Games Marathon that will take place in July. Okay? So please consider pledging if you haven't. You also earn personal perks like text or verbal thank yous in my videos, and shout-outs and premium forum access, and getting questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, which is coming up in late June, and getting a private Q&A video made. All these different things, alright? So please consider pledging, and there's only a day and a half left to do it. Right now, we're kind of on the edge of qualifying for the monthly event, just FYI. It's uncertain if we're going to hit it because typically, yes, technically is what I meant to say. Yes, we have now exceeded the funding goal for the month, but at the same time, a bunch of people's pledges usually get declined. So it's uncertain whether or not we're going to hit it. So I do actually appreciate those who do, you know, contribute to the Patreon. It allows me to keep doing this daily. These daily live streams, these daily on-demand videos, I have a lot of fun with them, and I like to keep doing it as long as I can. The Patreon support has led to so many positive things over the years. Just think about it. All the streaming improvements with my microphone and the soundproofing setup and upgrading my hardware and paying for all the games. But not only all of that, but also allowing me to do all these fun events that are outside of my comfort zone. Different indie games and all these Patrons' Choice playthroughs that have happened over the years, right? So some pretty awesome stuff has come out of Patreon. And I certainly hope that you would consider pledging if you haven't, especially if you are an ongoing viewer of my content and you want to see this continue. Please consider. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil, alright? Number 2, there's Teespring. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Cool quality merch. In fact, you're going to see today I'm actually wearing a Teespring shirt just by coincidence today. I'm actually wearing, here I'll show you. I'm actually wearing the Skull Design t-shirt. See it? Very nice. High quality stuff. I really like the Teespring stuff. Much better in my opinion, I'll be honest here. It's much better than the quality of the Cafe Press stuff that I used to do years and years ago. T-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, tons of different things, tons of different designs as well. And it's been popular. I mean, it's not as popular as it was when I launched it, but people, you know, have really liked the stuff. And please consider checking it out. If you do get something, number 1, it obviously helps me a lot. I get a good commission from every sale. But number 2, by all means, please send me a picture on social media if you do get something from Teespring, because I'd love to share that with everyone to show that the stuff is out there and it's good and people like it, okay? Oh, by the way, shout out to Rockman303 who did a 10-bit cheer, and he says, "Hey Phil, I hope you're having a good day. I can't wait to see you play Friday the 13th, and hope Tractors donate like $2,000 and realize that they can't get a refund. That'll teach them. Fuck those assholes." Okay then. And by the way, shout out to Mort, who has been sending me $2 tips again on pre-stream. He does this every day. He sends me like $2, $2, $2 to get, I guess, to get the on-screen notifications or whatever. But he says some silly stuff, and I usually am not going to read those messages, so. Alright, last but not least, everyone. If you cheer during the stream, if you sub to my channel, or if you tip me, I will give you a shout-out notification during the stream. You will get an on-screen notification. I believe if you do a 50-bit cheer, if you click on the share button after you sub to the channel, or if you, I believe it's do a $2 or larger tip. And the reason we have those thresholds is to avoid spam. We just don't want the stream being constantly spammed, okay? But please consider any of those. They all support the streams, the ongoing daily broadcast. They allow me to keep doing this, and I love doing it. So thank you all for your support. For those who have done it in the past, those who are thinking of doing it, it's a pretty awesome thing. And, you know, since I changed my streaming style in March, it's been a pretty positive and awesome experience. I'm excited every day to come in here and share my gaming experiences with all of you. All right? All right, fair enough. Shout out to Brock Lesnar 97, who just did a 10-bit cheer. He says, Phil, looking forward to you playing Friday the 13th. Who do you think attacked Enzo on Raw? He's referring to Enzo Amore, the professional wrestler who 2 weeks in a row, behind the scenes on Monday Night Raw, has apparently been attacked blindsided by someone. And we don't know who. And they're leading towards it, trying to say that it was Dash and Dawson, another wrestling tag team. But I think it's going to be one of these swerve plot lines. I do. I think that the original, what's going to happen is they're going to go into a program with Dash and Dawson, suspecting that it was them every week. And then after like 2 months of these guys wrestling back and forth, I think we're going to find out, and I'm serious, I think we're going to find out that it's going to be, it was fucking Cass all along. That Cass was beating the shit out of Enzo. And this was his way of breaking up the tag team and going solo, because I think WWE has realized that Cass is like the guy they want to push. And they don't really like Enzo. Enzo's a good mic man, but he's not very good in the ring. And I think that they want to separate them. That's my theory. I could be completely wrong, but that's my theory. Okay? They've done stuff like that before, and they're going to continue to do real weird shit like that. Shout out to the fear of a wet fart. Wow. Did I ever think I would say that out loud in my life? Not really. So anyway, shout out to the fear of a wet fart, who just did a 10-bit cheer and says, hyped for Star Trek VR. Well, that makes one of us, I guess, because it's you and like one other person in the stream chat who actually said that they wanted to see me play it. Okay. Alright, everyone, I think we can finally end the pre-stream. Holy shit. This pre-stream went on longer and longer and longer because different developments kept happening. This should have been like a 15-minute pre-stream, and it's been like 45 fucking minutes. Holy shit. Alright, let's begin, folks, with Friday the 13th. Let's see if it really does work and if they fixed it or what the hell is going on here, and we'll go from there, alright? Fair enough? Alright. Holy shit, let's begin.